Welcome to Flow Sports coverage of the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League from Nassau in the Bahamas. From the Baha Mar Resort, we open up a triple header today with the Texas A&M Aggies and Victoria Vikes from north of the border in Canada. Glad you're with us. Chris Sylvester, our entire crew. Kyle Stewart, Brian Washer, Travis Sawyer, your officials. And a lot of excitement surrounding this A&M basketball program going into year 2 of Bucky Ball under their head coach, Bucky McMillan. The Aggies surprised a lot of people last year, finishing 4th in the SEC and making a run to the round of 32. In the NCAA tournament, they have bolstered their roster. They've got some key returners back. And now we'll see how it all comes together as the Aggies get set to play one of 2 exhibition games here at the Baha Mar Hoops Convention Center. And they open up the exhibition portion of the season against Victoria. Jalen Reese, transfer from LSU at the controls. Good to see Mackenzie Mbako out there after a season-ending injury. Cut his first year with A&M short. There's a block from Jalen Shelley, the LMU transfer, who spent his freshman year at USC. Shelley dumps it off. And the adjustment missed shot inside from Cade Phillips, transfer from Tennessee. PJ Haggerty also on the floor. 4th in the country in scoring. Another rip for Reese. Behind the back to Phillips. And transition points lift the lid off the scoring here for Texas A&M. Murphy Bernatowski is the head coach of the Victoria Vikes. Get a post touch inside, and the turnaround bounces off for Tyler Felt. Mbako trying to catch that pass down the floor, and last touched by Victoria. Texas A&M, one of 3 SEC teams that have made the trip down to the Caribbean to play here in the Bahamas. We've had Arkansas play a couple of games already. The Razorbacks back in action tonight as Jalen Shelley got shoved to the floor before he could catch the lob. Arkansas will wrap up our triple header today with Valparaiso playing its first exhibition coming up next. South Carolina, the Gamecocks, will also be here and open up their exhibitions later this week. Phillips underneath the free throw line. Mbako takes it down the lane and lays it in. There was a right foot fracture in December that ended Mackenzie Mbako's season prematurely. Texas A&M certainly missed him as Victoria is able to break that full court pressure, and it leads to a Cole Beckering right-hand layup. So the Vikes in the point column. There's Jalen Reese feeding Phillips. He's got 4 of the first 6. Cade Phillips also had his campaign cut short a year ago, but 100% healthy here in early August. Still a few months until the regular season, but nonetheless, the real first look at this loaded A&M roster. Reese back to Haggerty underneath the free throw line, and it bounces off. Phillips on the offensive glass. Shelley lets it fly and sticks the 3. Jalen Shelley was a big-time prospect coming out of Little Elm, Texas, and now back in his home state after 2 years in Southern California as Cade Phillips commits the foul inside, giving Victoria the first free throws here. Shaden Smid will take them for this college program from north of the border in Canada. PJ Haggerty was whistled for the foul, although Phillips was in the vicinity, and A&M will get a few fresh bodies into the game. Lucas Walls, transfer from Radford, checks in, along with Tyshawn Archie, transfer from McNeese, played under Will Wade, should I say, last year, and Zach Clements, second-year Aggie, appeared in 34 games for A&M last year, is into the game. P.J. Haggerty finished 4th in the country at more than 23 points per game. Has his shot rejected inside. Dylan Gage got a piece of the shot. Step back goes for Ryan Rigault. Victoria within a few points here, just a few minutes in. Lucas Walls near 8 points per game at Radford last year as Mbako soars and scores. Mackenzie Mbako has looked good off the bounce early, as Tyshawn Archie commits the foul as A&M tries to employ some full court pressure. Jamie Vinson, embarking on his 2nd season with A&M, has checked into the game. Takeaway for Haggerty off the inbound. He couldn't finish it underneath. And the loose ball taken by Victoria. A&M getting a lot of deflections, but not necessarily coming away with the bulk of the 50-50 balls early, as Rigault comes up short on a 3. And here come the Aggies. Tyshawn Archie. Up top to P.J. Haggerty. Offensive rebound. Vincent can't put it back. Last touched by Victoria. It'll stay here with A&M. Vincent will try again and scores it with the left hand. Vincent, a one-time Texas Longhorn, began his career in Austin. Now year 2 with Bucky McMillan, giving A&M some early bench points in this game, as that's deflected out by Lucas Walls, one of the 10 newcomers. And a timeout on the floor, 15:54 in the first half, as we get going with our triple header today at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League. Texas A&M 13-6. Out of our first time out here this afternoon, Texas A&M with a 13-6 lead over the Victoria Vikes. The Aggies' first exhibition game here at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League. And you just get the sense with the constant changes and rules and regulations that much how we see the NBA Summer League gain traction and kind of be all over the place. You'll start to have more college summer hoops exhibitions, especially as the growing belief becomes that Division I college teams will be able to play each other here at some point. Not this summer, obviously, but perhaps in the next couple of years, as Tyshawn Archie, the McNeese transfer, averaged more than 14 a game under Will Wade with the Cowboys in the Southland, a tournament team from last year. And now he rebounds the miss on the other end. Pull-up three for Zach Clements. And last touched by Jamie Vincent on the inside for A&M. A&M has built a double-figure lead early. And again, employing full-court pressure, trying to get these newcomers accustomed to the defensive style of Bucky McMillan. And they do force a 5-second inbounding violation. They'll get the ball right back. Nico Mundy, true freshman, 4-star prospect coming out of high school, on the floor for the first time for A&M as Vincent finishes inside again. A couple of field goals off the bench in the early going for the second-year A&M Aggie. Mistimed lob on the other end, and a goaltend on Vincent. Touched it while it was up off the backboard. (18-8), about 5.5 minutes in. Archie slithers in and scores. Tyshawn Archie spent last year at McNeese, before that 2 years at Tulsa. Pull-up three is pure. Torrin Franklin sticks it for the Victoria Vikes. You can see a real size advantage here for A&M, and they're making an effort to get it to the big fellas in the low post. And Vincent will strut to the stripe, take a couple of free throws here for Texas A&M. Vincent knocks down the first of two. Josh Irving, another true freshman, 4-star prospect out of Pasadena in Southern California, getting ready to make his Aggie debut. Jalen Reese is back in the game for Texas A&M. Good showing from Jamie Vincent here in the early going with 6 points off the bench. Josh Irving replaces him. Well, Victoria able to get by the full court pressure there. Shaden Smid dropping the hammer in transition. Reese lowered the shoulder. The putback's there for Zach Clements. A&M has done a terrific job crashing the offensive glass early in this game. Now Victoria sprinting down the floor. They get another run-out flush. This time Tyler Felt beating the full court pressure for two. Clements comes up short. Long rebound taken by Ryan Gallagher. That Gallagher rejected by Clements on the other end. Cade Phillips, the Tennessee transfer, comes back in for Bucky McMillan here. Corner three, almost missed everything, but an offensive rebound. Shaden Smid with some second chance points for Victoria. 24-17, 7 minutes in. And a foul called is Nico Mundy, the true freshman from D.C., was driving down the baseline. Mundy out of Prince George's Christian Academy. 4-star prospect, tabbed as a top 100 recruit in the class of 2026. Mundy drops in the free throw. Victoria doing a nice job getting by the full court pressure of A&M. But the Aggies sticky on defense early. Victoria steps out of bounds. (26-17) here. Mackenzie Mbako. Not that time. Offensive rebound and one. Josh Irving in his college debut just threw it up there and wound up kissing it off the glass. Irving comes up short. 6'11" big man from Pasadena High School in SoCal. Also took visits to SMU, San Diego State, Kansas, and Louisville. Shaden Smith had a nice showing early for Victoria. Cuts the deficit to single digits again. Jalen Reese trying to create, spinning, kicking. Mbako off target again from that same spot. Mackenzie Mbako embarking on year 2 at A&M, transferring in from Indiana. Smid not that time, off the side of the iron. Cade Phillips runs the show the other way for Texas A&M. Mbako gets into his bag and scores it. Mackenzie Mbako's had some nice finishes on the inside and stretches the lead back to double figures here, 30-20. Texas A&M on top. High arcing three rips the cords. Torrin Franklin with the downtown hit. And that's knocked out, sending us to a stoppage here with 11:14 on the first half clock. Texas A&M opening up exhibition season and a 7-point lead over the Victoria Vikes from Canada. 11:14 on the first half clock. Texas A&M has the basketball with a 7-point lead over the Victoria Vikes here in Nassau, the Bahamas, at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League. Jalen Shelley, the LMU transfer, back in the game, skips it. Mackenzie Mbako reverses it in for two. Some crafty finishes near the rim for Mackenzie Mbako, who's eager to play the full season after being held to fewer than 10 games in his first year with A&M. Despite that, the Aggies would go on to finish 4th in the SEC, win 22 games, and reach the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament. 10 newcomers, a much different looking squad this year, but the expectations perhaps higher for Texas A&M in year 2 under Bucky McMillan as Jalen Shelley hits the short turnaround underneath. 34-23, A&M builds this thing back to double digits. Baseline jump shot bounces off to Mbako. Mid-post touch for Phillips with a mismatch. Mbako, one more. Shelley for three. It's good. Jalen Shelley showing off his offensive prowess, hitting the short turnaround jump shot a few moments ago and knocking down an open corner three for Texas A&M. Did battle injuries last year at LMU down the stretch of the season, but still wound up near 14 points per game in the West Coast Conference. An explosive score, certainly has that potential, as Phillips grabs the miss for Texas A&M. Shelley lost it. Here come the Victoria Vikes, and a foul called as Cole Beckering went up. It was fouled in the act. A couple free throws on the way.
At the line, number 12 for the Vikes, Cole Beckering.
Cole Beckering misfiring on the first of two. A&M will get P.J. Haggerty and Lucas Walls back in the game. Texas A&M showing off its depth in this first half of their first summertime exhibition. Mbako eager to hit one from that spot, not that time. Haggerty boards the miss for a reload here for the Aggies. Walls on the drive, leans in, and it rolls off. Mbako misses the putback. Phillips looked like he got poked in the face. And Cade Phillips will take free throws here for the Aggies. So Cade Phillips, who played in this event a couple years ago with a Tennessee team that won the Baha Mar Hoops Bahamas Championship in November, beating the likes of Virginia and Baylor that year in the tournament. Last year, Purdue, the champion of the Bahamas tournament, not here in the summertime, but the regular season event, which is played the weekend before Thanksgiving. And we're still waiting for the official field announcement for this year's group. As Phillips' second free throw bounces off. Smid, tough angle. Look what he found underneath. Some athletic finishes from Shaden Smid in this first half as Lucas Walls misses from the corner. Well, Victoria trying to race Texas A&M down the floor again, and they do. Plus the foul, Cam Slaymaker with a chance at 3. You get the sense Bucky McMillan would like his team to recoil defensively a little bit quicker. Not only have we seen Victoria beat the full court pressure a little bit in this first half, but off A&M misses, they have beaten the Aggies down the floor quite a few times. Now employing some full court pressure of their own as Haggerty crosses midcourt. PJ Haggerty at his 5th program in 5 years, with Jerome Tang in K-State, a tenure that ended early for Tang last year. And here's Haggerty racing down the floor and laying it in. Before that at Memphis, Tulsa, and TCU. And it comes full circle for Haggerty as he winds up back in the state of Texas to presumably close his college career, although it's becoming more and more unclear if the eligibility ever ends in this day and age, with the ruling that the 2022 high school graduates get the extra 5th year as of a couple of days ago. Cole Beckering, high off the glass, couldn't finish it. Here comes Phillips. Offensive foul. Walls lowered the shoulder. And Justin Heinrichsen takes the charge. 6:54 first half clock. Baha Mar Hoops Summer League. And A&M up a dozen. They have made an adjustment to the scoreboard here coming out of the timeout. Just a 10-point lead for Texas A&M at 39-29 over the Victoria Vikes, who have the basketball here inside of 7 minutes on the first half clock. And A&M comes away with the steal. Chris McDermott seeing his first time. A junior from Jacksonville, Alabama, made 17 appearances on last year's squad. Get Jamie Vinson back in the game for Texas A&M. And Zach Clements Haggerty gliding. Muscles it up, missed it. And last touched by Victoria. Right hand teardrop falls for Zach Clements, who's in some pain after hitting the shot. An unenviable spot to be hit. And he's going to check out of the game for Nico Mundy here. Murphy Bernatowski, the head coach for Victoria, watching on. His team has given Texas A&M some good competition this first half, trailing by a dozen. Off the back rim, and it belongs to Texas A&M. Mbako stays with it. That's not Mbako, that's Jamie Vincent. Takeaway for Walls, and he's fouled. Lucas Walls will take free throws here for A&M. Lucas Walls with Radford a season ago, junior from Knoxville, Tennessee. Spent 2 years under Bucky McMillan at Samford. Without Bucky Ball last year, started 26 games at Radford, averaged the career best 8 points per game, and now hoping to impact this A&M roster. Sidestep, block inside. Vincent got a piece of it, and last touched by the Vikes. (45-29). Approaching the final 5 minutes of this first half. That'll bounce off the front of the iron. Tyshawn Archie remaining aggressive. And he'll get free throws here for the Aggies. (17-point lead for Texas A&M. Smothering defense from the Aggies. Another deflection. And last touched by Victoria. Went off the big fella, Hunter Stefani Thompson, 6'11", the tallest player on this Victoria roster. And Murphy Bernatowski, the head coach, not happy with that last out of bounds call. Jalen Shelley back in there for A&M. Haggerty wraps it in. And look he gave the officials afterwards. Probably felt like there should have been a foul tacked onto that basket. This is Gallagher from straight away. Missing the three. And it's recovered by Mundy with the hit ahead to Haggerty, who muscles his way for two more. A&M with a 50-point first half. And a foul on P.J. Haggerty before the inbound. 3:55 left to play. Texas A&M has built its largest lead of this first half at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League. Final stretch of the opening 20. Texas A&M has pieced together 50 first half points. And time to add more before the break. This is Smid on the inside, turned away by Vinson. Able to slither around him off the second chance and scored off the glass for two. P.J. Haggerty plays it back to Nico Mundy. The freshman misfiring, but there's Haggerty, right place, right time. P.J. Haggerty starting to piece together some buckets late in this first half. Finished top 5 in the country in scoring last year on a struggling K-State squad that made a midseason coaching change. And last touched by Victoria as A&M's defense forces another turnover. Vinson off the feed from Archie. Vinson taking advantage of the size mismatches against this smaller Canadian college team as he comes away with another block on the other end. Long rebound to P.J. Haggerty. Archie, the blow by, and the finger roll finish off the glass. A 25-point first half lead for Texas A&M as Archie commits the reach-in foul. It's the 7th on the Aggies, sending Victoria to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. Ryan Regault knocking down the front end. Final 2 minutes. There's a block. Jalen Reese rejected inside by Shaden Smid, who's been impressive for Victoria. And A&M returning the favor defensively. Mackenzie Mbako back in the game. And Josh Irving will check in here for Jamie Vincent, who's had a great first half showing on both ends. Smid blocked inside. The true freshman Josh Irving slides over to swat it away. $1:48 on this first half clock as the Aggies get another steal. Shelley skips it ahead. P.J. Haggerty lays it in. A thing of beauty on the move for Texas A&M. Haggerty has done all his scoring around the rim, and a good chunk of it in the final 5 minutes of this first half. Smid missed the dunk, but drew some contact on the way up. Lots to like from Shaden Smid, with a lot of upside, his athleticism and quickness off the bounce. And earning a pair of free throws here in the final 70 seconds or so of this first half in the Bahamas. We'll bring you 2 more games today here on FloCollege. Valpo will play its first exhibition coming up next, followed by Arkansas's penultimate game here in the Bahamas. Razorbacks will play at 6 o'clock Eastern against the Colombia professional team, Toros del Valle. Just won the championship in the country of Colombia. The high-flying Jalen Shelley, a little out of control, couldn't finish it. And here comes the high-flying Smid, missing the left-hand layup. Winds up with the loose ball. About 25 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock here. Regault feeding, and Tyler Felt scoring. Mackenzie Mbako pops the 3. Shelley, offensive rebound and put back. A&M feasting in second chance points as Ryan Regault races down the floor, has it stripped, and that'll do it for the opening 20 here in Nassau as Texas A&M pieces together a 60-point half in their first exhibition game. We'll step aside for the break. Come on back with the final 20 minutes.
Texas A&M Aggies 60, University of Victoria Vikes 36.
Getting ready for the start of the second half. Texas A&M 53% from the field in the first half. And a 60-36 lead over the Victoria Vikes from Canada, who have the first possession here to start the second half. New group on the floor as well for Texas A&M, not the starters out there. We'll see how Bucky McMillan manages this second half. Nice effort defensively from Nico Mundy, true freshman from Washington, D.C., a four-star prospect, top 100 in the class of 2026. The Aggies were paced by three different players that scored double figures, 10 points apiece. Vincent, Haggerty, and Shelley in that first half. And the bulk of the damage for A&M came inside. 44 of the 60 points in the paint. The Aggies were just 3 of 12 from three-point territory. Vincent could not catch the offensive rebound cleanly. Archie had it for a moment and draws the reach-in foul. Tyshawn Archie was a perfect 3 for 3 from the field in the first half, had 4 assists. And a timeout. We'll step aside early in this second half with A&M up big. Out of the Texas A&M timeout. Aggies with a 60-36 lead. This was the score coming out of the break. Tyshawn Archie finds Lucas Walls driving inside. Smid got a piece of that shot underneath. It'll stay with A&M 10 to shoot. Lucas Walls reuniting with Bucky McMillan. Was with him for 2 years at Samford. Last year at Radford. Vincent tries a three. That swirls out. Offensive rebound. Put back Zach Clements. And give him one on the house. So a chance at three. Misses the free throw. Last touched by Victoria. The effort from Nico Mundy, giving Texas A&M a chance to make this an even bigger trip down the floor. Bounce it. Clements rejected inside. Here comes Victoria. They'll answer back with an and one of their own. Cole Beckering, 2+1. 62-39 after the three-point play. Clements. Nico Mundy, mid-range. He sticks it. So Mundy on his second field goal attempt as his first make. Pull-up three pops out. Vincent trying to wrestle away the rebound, and he does. Mundy hesitates, lets it fly, and buries the three. Nico Mundy, the true freshman with back-to-back jumpers. 67-39 Texas A&M. PJ Haggerty at the scorers table. Quite a few steps there. And last touched by the Aggies. It'll stay on this end with 17 to shoot. Corner three, that's good. Cam Slaymaker knocking it down. Fourth made three of the game for Victoria. First for Slaymaker, who's got 6 points. Haggerty, that's stripped, but there was certainly some contact there, and the whistle came in late. And the foul on Ryan Regoltz. Picks up his third. And the third team foul on the Victoria Vikes here in this second half. Clements for three. Missed his first two. Knocking down the fifth made three of the game for A&M. Regoltz. And poked out by the Aggies as Jalen Reese will check back in for Texas A&M. Cam Slaymaker picked up by PJ Haggerty. Top side Ryan Regault watched by Reese. Pops the three and knocks it in. A couple threes early in this second half on both sides. Off the feed from Haggerty. Vincent watches it pop out. Tries to stay with it. Last touched by the Vikes. Vincent draws contact, flips it in off the glass anyway. And it looked like a delay of game of sorts after. Texas A&M applauding the effort defensively. Jalen Reese picking up the reach-in foul as the defense ticks up a notch here for A&M. Regault lobs it way too high for Smid. Clements flashes the leather, baseline hammer. What a finish. Great energy shown from Zach Clements here to start the second half. He's got 11 points in 8 minutes for the game as Reese has a takeaway. Haggerty misfires on a three. And a foul inside. Free throws on the other side for Cam Slaymaker. But it's Texas A&M shooting north of 50% as a team and building this lead to 29 points at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League. Free throws for the Victoria Vikes out of the timeout. It's Cam Slaymaker knocking down the first of two. Torrin Franklin will take his place after a couple made free throws. Kate Phillips, Jalen Shelley, and Mackenzie Mbako check in for the first time this second half. Trio of guys that started the game. Reese peels back. Can't hit the three. Phillips keeps it alive. Out to Shelley. And a foul called. Jalen Shelley to the stripe for a pair. This will be his first free throws of the game. 4 of 5 from the field in 11 first half minutes. Freshman year under Eric Musselman at USC for Jalen Shelley. Last year with Stan Johnson at LMU. Team that finished in the upper half of the West Coast Conference. Long rebound out to Shelley. Jalen Shelley has a chance to really have a breakout year coming to Texas A&M if he can stay on the floor. Dealt with a couple different injuries that cost him the final month of last season at LMU. Texas A&M's loving that effort, going after every single loose ball, and it will stay on this end with the Aggies. And to Phillips, and he's fouled. Free throw bounces off for Cade Phillips. Redshirt junior, Jacksonville, Alabama, by way of Tennessee. A 30-point lead for A&M. Victoria passed the full court pressure. Corner three, good. Dylan Gage knocking it down. The sixth made three of the game for Victoria. Smid lost his balance after grabbing the rebound, and it's going to come on back to A&M here. Phillips spoon feeds Reese. He lost it, a little indecisive about where to go with the basketball there. Mbako had camped out in the corner. A bounce and a score. Tyler Felt off the feed from Ryan Gallagher. As Reese has his shot swatted inside. Torin Franklin elevates and hits right over the top of the 6'9" Cade Phillips. Well, 7-0 burst from Victoria, and that's an offensive foul on Jalen Shelley. Just absolutely steamrolled over Dylan Gage, who needs a moment after taking that blow. Nico Mundy, who started the second half on the floor, will replace Jalen Reese here for A&M. Offensive foul from the Aggies was on number 1, Jalen Shelley. Gallagher kicks. Dylan Gage with a chance at 4. This is a 10-0 run from Victoria to pull back within 20 here. 11-0 run put together by Victoria as they get the basketball back here inside of 13 minutes. Torin Franklin at the controls into the front court for the Vikes. Trying to make things interesting here down the stretch. A deep three, good. Torin Franklin buries another one. It's 14 straight. And this is a 16-point game. Haggerty, step back, bounced out. Another empty trip for A&M after leading by 30 points. A much-needed takeaway. Nico Mundy finishes at the rim. The steal and the slam for the true freshman out of DC. Ends a 14-0 spurt for the Victoria Vikes. Baseline drive and kick. Phillips says, not this time. So Victoria making a run, but A&M with a couple nice defensive plays, sending us to the Vikes from Canada. Shaden Smid leading them with 14 points. And they have shot it well. 8 of 11 from the field to begin this second half. A block from Phillips, another one. And he altered the final shot of that possession. Cade Phillips impacting this game with his defense. And turns it over here. Cole Beckering lays it in. It's a 16-2 run for Victoria. And that'll be snapped by a Tyshawn Archie left-hand layup inside. So Archie having a nice showing. 10 points, 4 assists on 4 of 5 from the field. Sidestep three, got another one. Torin Franklin is on fire. 4 threes, all of them here in the second half. A&M has certainly been pushed coming out of the break as Clements scores. Clements been a big bright spot now, a team high 13 for A&M. Beckering could not catch it cleanly, but it was poked out, last touched by the Aggies. Tyshawn Archie got a hand on it. That one bounces up over the backboard. Ryan Regault missing a three. (83-66). 10 and change left here in Nassau, the Bahamas. First of two A&M exhibition games here at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League. First of a quadruple header for us today. Bounced out from Mundy at the last moment, chased down by Clements. Mundy for three. It's good. Nico Mundy up to a dozen. 10 of his 12 points here in the second half. The freshman's been impressive. As Cole Beckering answers back, the threes have dropped in at a high rate. 7 of 11 here in the second half for Victoria. And that's an offensive foul on Vincent, who pushed off away from the basketball. PJ Haggerty replaces Nico Mundy at the 9:24 juncture of the second half, with the Aggies up 17 in the game. They led by as many as 30. A takeaway. Vincent spins and fouled. So Jamie Vincent, the one-time Texas Longhorn in his second year at A&M, will take free throws here for the Aggies, who have gone just 10 of 18 as a team from the free throw line in this game. Vincent is 2 for 2. Clements can't hit that time as Regault boards the miss. Ryan Regault on target. That's the 8th second half tray for Victoria. It is a 15-point game here inside of 9 minutes. Shelley, as bodies hit the floor inside. Clements draws the foul. Both teams over the limit here, and the 1-and-1 coming. Step back three, spins off, and last touched by Victoria. Haggerty, blocked from behind, leads to a run out for Cole Beckering. And it's a 13-point game. A&M has been outscored now by double figures in this second half. Shelley lets it fly. Missed it off the back rim. Vincent on the offensive glass. Reese lost it. Bounce pass. Layup missed. Put back. Goes. Justin Heinrichsen. Bucky McMillan wants to talk things over in what's now an 11-point game. So from 30 down, the Victoria Vikes are making things very interesting here inside of 8 minutes. Don't go anywhere on Flow Sports. Texas A&M trying to hold on here after leading by as many as 30 points. The lead is now just 11 inside of 8 minutes. How do the Aggies respond out of the Bucky McMillan timeout? Spacing has to be better. Baco takes it into the paint and draws the foul. It's on Cam Slaymaker, sending the one-time Indiana Hoosier to the free throw line for a pair. (88-76). A&M by a dozen. In a second half where the Aggies have shot it at 41%, Victoria at 58%. And the possession arrow points the way of Texas A&M after the great defensive effort from Jalen Reese. PJ Haggerty into the front court. Wheeling downhill and one. Much needed for the Aggies with 7:03 to play as PJ Haggerty has a chance at three. Free throw cashed. It's 91-76. Lead back to 15 for A&M here with 7 minutes to play. A&M arguing that Victoria had touched it last. Smith has had a quiet second half. Others have started to come alive on this end of the floor for Victoria. Beckering kicks, and out of bounds was Justin Heinrichsen. So a turnover here. Victoria has committed now 19 of those in the game. 10 more turnovers than what A&M has as a team. Mbako knocks it down finally for Mackenzie Mbako, who had missed his first 4. It's a big shot in the arm late for A&M, 94-76. Smid lost it. The defense from Haggerty and others too much. Shelley lost the handle and touched it last. Lead is 18 inside of 6 minutes for Texas A&M. Reese took a blow, and that's an offensive foul on Cole Beckering. And Reese is still down. Now up to his feet. Intentional foul has been called. So flagrant free throws coming for Jalen Reese, the LSU transfer, who averaged almost 6 points per game. With the Tigers last year. Misfiring on the first one. Both free throws missed. Mbako catches. Trying to create his own offense. Tough baseline too, and he knocks it in. Mackenzie Mbako. Some big knockdowns down the stretch of this game, up to 14, and the lead up to 20 as Victoria turns it over. Full court pressure, too much for the Vikes as Cam Slaymaker stepped out of bounds. Haggerty into the front court. The crossover. Lost his balance. Got it off to Mbako, and he scores again. On a seemingly broken possession as Haggerty was stumbling to the floor, he found Mbako underneath for 2. 22-point lead as Smid misfires on a three, and it's last touched by A&M. The Aggies, after the lead was very close to being cut to single digits, A&M has responded now with 11 consecutive points here. The defense has ramped back up for Texas A&M. Smid, certainly an extra step or two. It was only a matter of time as he's whistled for traveling. Josh Irving, true freshman, big man, 6'11" from SoCal, back in the game. Here in the final 5 minutes. Haggerty off target. Mbako had it knocked away, but he was fouled.
At the line, 21, shooting 2, Dixie and Baha.
Corner three. Halfway down, Smid tried to put it back, missed the dunk, but there to clean it up eventually. His first points of the second half. He leads Victoria with 16. But A&M flirting with the century mark here with 4.5 minutes to play. Phillips swing it to Haggerty. Charging inside, he missed the left-hand layup. Cam Slaymaker hits the straightaway three. 12th of the game for Victoria. 9th of this second half from three-point territory. It's 99-81 inside of 4 minutes now. Archie peeling back, missing the three. Josh Irving on the offensive glass. Haggerty misfires. Phillips secures another offensive rebound for A&M this trip. How about the feed? Archie missed it, got it back, missed it again. Still loose, picked up, taken by Slaymaker. Shelley blocks the shot. Haggerty fires and fouled on a three. And a technical foul has been given to the Victoria Vikes bench. No love lost here in exhibition season. It's the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League with 3:20 to play between Victoria and Texas A&M. Victoria Vikes head coach Murphy Bernatowski hit with the technical. And technical free throws being taken by Tyshawn Archie, the McNeese transfer. And he hits both. Big time score, more than 14 a game on a Southland champion team. PJ Haggerty now sinking the first of two on a shooting foul. .320 to play. Texas A&M at 104 points in this game. Baseball pass. Smid tries to catch up to it. Franklin elevates. Soft touch, but it hangs off the back iron. Chris McDermott back on the floor for a second time in this game. Phillips on the drive, tried to go up and under. And a foul on Nico Mundy, the true freshman. 8th on A&M, 1-and-1 free throw coming. Torrin Franklin hitting his first free throw attempt of the game, now up to 15 for Victoria. Good looking shooter, 4 of 6 from three-point territory in this game. Jalen Shelley with the shot clock into single figures. Shelley now 4 of 7 from the field in this game. And a takeaway from Mundy. Going coast to coast, he lays it in. Texas A&M 42 points off 24 Victoria turnovers. Smid left it short. Offensive rebound. Tyler Felt puts it back off glass. A quick whistle for substitutions here with 1:40 left. Preston Clark, transfer from Division II Maryville University, on the floor for the first time for Texas A&M. As is Kyle Morin. for two. Preston Clark gets A&M to 110 here. Clark, the big fella from Austin. 8.5 point per game scorer in D2 last year. Franklin cashes another three, his fifth. Up to 19 to lead Victoria. Mundy to the corner, topside Phillips. Moran finds Phillips. Extra bounce off the glass and in for Cade McDermott. $112.88. Franklin needed a heat check. 2.3 on the clock. And that's all. Texas A&M 112-88 over Victoria. Victoria did make things interesting in the second half, but ultimately A&M's offense just a little too much to overcome. Aggies back in action tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern against Toros del Valle, team that Arkansas will play tonight, a championship professional club from Colombia, so could be an interesting contest again. 112-88, I'm Chris Sylvester. We'll talk to you soon as Valpo gets ready to take the floor in an hour here at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League.